right, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, you had a wonderful weekend and you are having a good rest of your evening here. And we're going to take a look at the weekly close here for you guys. You guys know what to do. If you guys enjoy the content, smash it up, hit the like button, share it with your friends, share it with whoever you like. All right, let me throw some tunes on here for you guys. All right, so on the daily chart, we can see that we're still short here on the daily. We're holding above this major support level, 26.6K region. And I still think that we are going to test a little bit lower. I'm actually hoping we do test this because I have some orders here. But around the 25K region, I think that we can potentially touch and test. It's still looking like we might do that. The daily chart here, momentum-wise, is ticked back up, but our RSI is kind of, sitting down here in bearish control zone, okay, on the daily. And, we're not oversold. We can just kind of go sideways or, maybe just chill off this support here for a minute before we get some real follow-through price action. And the follow-through price action would have to be breaking this support level, right? Because we're at the support level. In terms of upside, if we do get some bids that come, because we are coming in for a move, and the move is going to come in shortly. Because take a look at your volume metric here, okay? We had our peak volume here in April. This spike up here, it didn't surmount to anything conducive for the price. We ended up just making a lower high, right? And so we're due for a volatile move incoming. All right, so be prepared for a volatile move. If we do break the channel here that we've been in since December. All right, so this is a channel up, and if we do break this channel and we confirm this level as a resistance, we could be definitely heading lower, right? When you break a channel to the downside, typically you want to be selling into those channels. If we end up holding the channel and bids come in, kind of like what happened here, where we had this dip, we dipped out of it a little bit here to back test the wedge, and then we snap back into the structure, okay? When you snap back into the structure like that, it's obviously a super, super strong bullish thing. And if we do something like that again, it would probably be like a magnet to about this 24.8K region where we snap down and then we rip back into the wedge, all right? This is called the dip before the rip on a falling wedge setup, all right? This is a classic setup here, according to Bulkowski. As you guys know, I love trading the wedge patterns, and these types of structures happen a lot, okay? I'm going to give you guys the example of it right here on the guy's website. If you guys go to thepatternsight.com, you guys can see the dip before the rip back into the structure, okay? That's what we're talking about. It would be kind of a fake bearish breakdown out of a long-term channel and out of a falling wedge. It's like the double. It's like the double type of trade, all right? Double type of action here, all right, that we would be seeing and looking for. All right, so we're looking for this move down here. We're looking for this move. If we do get it, that's great. If we don't get it, we're going to be patiently waiting to see what happens right alongside the side of this channel here, okay? I do think we're gonna get some resolution this week. Again, guys, we have our daily stochastics that are pointing up here. All right, we're above the 20 line, so this is in the zone where we could go up. We are in the middle of this range, though, right? So let's go to like the 2-day. The 2 days down here in the buy zone. Okay, we haven't crossed back up above 20 yet, so keep that in mind. We still have some time to take a look at the momentum oscillator here for the 2-day chart. The 3-day chart, again, in the buy zone, right? The 4-day in the buy zone. They're all in the zone, okay? They're all in the zone. And the daily's like in the bearish control territory. We're not oversold. We can maybe see one more little snap back down like I'm talking about here, all right? Shake out all these lev traders, these people that are long in the bottom of this channel right now. We get a snap down, liquidate those people that are on high lev down here, and this is what we're talking about. AutoZone. All right, Jackie, we'll take a look at him. It's kind of confluent with the 4-day STP signal moving average right here, right, too? Like almost to the T. How does the weekly look? Seems like weekly closing below 27K means much lower. I don't know about much lower, but let's take a look at the weekly here. We're still holding a long signal in on the weekly chart. We haven't printed a weekly short signal by any means. Our RSI is still bullish, right? We're sitting at 57. Okay, we're still making a higher low. So we're making this higher low here. So I like that, right? We had this low here. We're making a higher low. You're running a Max Lev bot? Yo, enjoy, brother. Okay. So, like I said before, a snap down to this area right here, this 25. I mean, I would even say as low as 23.5, okay? Just a real shakedown here, a real shakeout, fake down, breakdown, and just snap back into the structure type of deal. We've seen it all. We've seen it all here, right? We've seen all this type of stuff happen before. It really would not shock me if we did something like that, okay? Don't get shaken out by it. I don't think we're going much, much lower on this move, okay? When we're talking about we get up to the 618 or even up to the major supply zone up here at 47,000, then we can talk about some serious downside potential, right? Because down here, there really isn't a lot of great risk to reward, I would say. What? They're going to short this, and we're gonna end up back down here at 16K? Are they really going to take this market to new lows? I don't think so. Not right now. So I'm thinking worst case scenario is we retest this 23.4K region, all right, which would still be a higher low than this low here. We're still showing some signs of accumulation. It would actually destroy this structure right here, though, this channel up, all right? But that's why I think it's going to be a quick snap. It's going to be a quick wick. If you don't have buy orders in there, you're not going to get filled, and you're not going to be able to participate in that snapback move that I'm talking about, all right? This is what I think might happen. However, this may not happen at all. We might just rip right off the bottom channel here, right? The 2-day, 3-day, 4-day are all in the buy zone on the stochastics. We're about to shift the momentum back around, right? Exactly, IJ Money, exactly. All right. No doubt in my mind, this is a falling wedge, and no doubt in my mind that we can reverse the price action anywhere between the 382 and the 618. We've exceeded the 382, which has me believing we're going to at least get to the 32.5K region, which is the next, fib extension. If we're talking about we break back above that, then we could talk about the 618, right? So right now we made a move above the 382 fib extension, letting us know that we're probably going to continue to exceed this area here. We have to be patient, right? All right. So that's the synopsis here on Bitcoin here in the short term. Let's take a look at the dollar. Obviously, the Tether is trying to break back above previous levels here. I would say that it's based out here on 6.45. We're in the middle of a range, right? We're in the middle of this range on the weekly. We got a strong close on the weekly. We even got a weekly cross up on the MACD. All right, so you want to sound the alarm bells here on the weekly chart? Go for it. We could see some pullbacks. We could see some more consolidation out of Bitcoin. Like I did say before, we could see a snap down, right? The snap down would kind of make sense and be kind of in alignment with what Tether is saying. But we haven't actually broke this trend line just yet. We're kind of waiting to see what happens there on the weekly. And on the daily, you can see, yes, it's making higher lows and higher highs right now. And we've seen Tether do this before when we go into these downtrends. But we have not produced a higher high. A higher high would be above 8.21%. And this is kind of what we're looking to see. If Tether breaks above this and uses this as support, then yeah, we can talk about we're going much lower, okay? We haven't done that yet. There's no reason to talk about that yet, okay? All right. So that's Tether and the outlook here on Tether. I wanted to also show you guys something very interesting. So this is Tether dominance, all right? But let's go to Tether market cap. Tether market cap right now is technically in a breakout, okay? We haven't seen Tether in a breakout since the previous bull market. Okay. IJ Money, I think it's the opposite. We got default drama. I think that's fear. And so I think market's going to melt up because of that. All right. But we'll take a look at the stock market. I still think it's really interesting that we're in a breakout here on the Tether market cap. That just means they're minting more tethers, which means that we could see what, guys? If they're minting more tethers, what are they gearing up for here? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Feed Bitcoin. Exactly, buddy. Didn't they just announce that they're going to be taking 15%? 15% of their profits into Bitcoin? Fair enough. So you know what? Let's look at USDC. Market cap. All right. So USDC market cap is coming off, right? And yeah, USDC dominance is not so dominant, right? This trend has been broken. This is a broken trend here for USDC dominance. Right? Clearly broke the trend line. Bear flagging, chilling down here. So we got the picture now. Tether dominance is actually going to be continuing to go up because what they're doing is they're actually hedging all the way up. When Bitcoin goes up, they're actually taking profits into Bitcoin. Pretty smart, actually. Anywho, let's take a look at some trades. I'm actually in a long trade on Filecoin now. I am down on the trade, but I think with this potential price action that we're about to see, I do think Filecoin is going to. That's probably something they don't make a ton of profits on a stable. Yes, they do, pal. Do you see what's going on with the lending with USDT on some of these exchanges? They make tons of money, man. They definitely make a lot of money. Anyways, we'll take a look at Urus there, sure. Let's see. Take a look at Urus real quick. Wow. Beautiful. Right at the bottom of a structure there, Ash. Bottom of a range. I like it. This is a great place to probably take a trade on this asset. Okay. 2-day Stokes pointing up. We got the 2-day bullish divergence here on the oscillator, the low and the higher low on the RSI with a slightly lower low on price. You guys are seeing that, right? We're sitting in the demand zone here, aka the buy zone. All right. I don't have the whole chart on this asset, but it does look like this is this could be what we call a rectangle bottom on this asset. All right. It's sitting and consolidating in this range. Of course, this is not financial advice. You guys know this already, but watch this trend line here, okay? You break this trend line, and we can trade this back to the top of this range, okay? The top of the range is $30.25, okay? That's where your major resistance level remains right now. You have a wick up here at $45, but let's just go by candle bodies and by some Fibonacci here, right? $30. You break back above $30, then we can talk about a common retracement back up to about anywhere between $46 and $98. This would just be a common retracement for an asset that's in a bearish trend, okay? So yes, a value area for this asset down here. All right, guys? But Urus is in that spot right now. We'll take a look at OP. Yeah, sure. OP, I think I already have this mapped out for you guys. All right, so you're sitting at the low of a channel up here. And it looks like you might just consolidate down here, with Bitcoin consolidating down here. The 2-day, I'm looking at the 2-day chart to give some insight over the next couple of days, right? So the 2-day stochastics are just about to cross up. This is a buy signal on the stochastics, okay? Not financial advice. If you guys learn how to use a stochastic RSI, it will change the way you look at momentum, okay? And it is a game changer. You can understand the swing of the asset with this indicator. It's a free indicator on TradingView. All right. A cross above 20 is a buy signal. All right. We're already flashing buy signals down here, as you guys can see. And we got a perfect sell signal at this top. Just saying. This was pretty good. Right. These buy signals down here, pretty good. This sell signal up here, pretty good. Okay. So this is a channel. This is a flag, if you will. And, this accumulating it down here is great because you can sell it as it goes to the top of this channel, because it may not break out of the top of the channel, right? It might do something like this, where it comes up here and then it makes maybe one more retest of this channel and you make a double bottom and then you break, right? Yeah, we'll take a look at ETH as well, man. Absolutely. But let me know what you guys think about this type of analysis here on OP. Whoever asked about it, Billy O. What's going on, Integrity? How are you, brother? How's your weekend going? Waiting for a response there from Billy, but we'll take a look at ETH real quick. Beautiful. Look at that channel on ETH, man. Right? That's like almost like picture perfect, rejecting and sliding right underneath the major median channel there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, man. Yeah, it's really tough to get short right here. Why would you want to be shorting this? I mean, you might see a retest of this low, right? You might retest this area right here, which is like, I don't know, 1700 or 1680. That's if Bitcoin gives us that snapback, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that snapback right now. We just talked about that. Let's take some Fibonacci levels here from our swing lows to our swing highs. Right, we got that reversal right off the 382 fib extension. We're getting rejected right now at the 236 like a glove. Okay, so we got a big base we formed here. Okay, so we'll see what ends up happening. I think we're going to end up holding this area, this level as support. Okay. So the stochastics on ETH are actually crossing down right now on regular candles, on H8 candles. Well, H8 candles telling us pointing up. All right, so you have a little bit of a conflict there on the candles. The daily already gave us the buy signal. All right, the 2-day kind of coiling here, still below 20. Didn't get a buy signal on the 2-day chart. 3-day chart down here didn't cross up just yet. So probably some more consolidation before a move happening here for ETH. You know, probably just the same as Bitcoin, right? We're going to see some more consolidation. We might even see a quick snap down. That's what we're talking about. And we might see that. So don't be alarmed if we get it. Right? We're hugging this major channel here, guys. This is for real, man. This is like, we're just going to grind. This thing's just going to grind up, man. Just going to grind up. Wow, what a structure on this, man. What a structure. Angel, absolutely. We'll take a look at Kava for you, man. Yeah, okay. So the major level here on ETH is around 1685 if we get there. That's it. It's really that simple. There's nothing really else to talk about here, right? So from your capitulation swing low to the swing high so far, you've retraced about a 236. We could even see 1500 be tested, maybe. You know, this could maybe snap down here. What if ETH does one of these and just snaps back into the structure when that Bitcoin volatility comes in? Oh my God, we just broke a major channel. That's a huge short, right? And trap all the shorts right there. That wouldn't shock me. That would not shock me. We've seen it all too many times. We'll see let's see how crazy they get it going here, though. All right. I do suspect some volatility coming into this week with, or the next couple weeks here with the debt ceiling being talked about. All right. But yeah, let's take a look at Kava Coin. I like the structure already on this. Wow. Beautiful touch off the 786 fib extension. Like, come on, guys. You can't even make this shit up, dude. Like, look at that. It's just spring right off the 786. You're sitting right at the 618 right now on this asset. And to be honest with you, if we don't see further downside in this market, we can clearly see this asset broke this trend here. This looks really good, actually. This is like a wedge structure. I would say that your target on this asset is $5.50. If you continue up, right? Why not? That's the top of this wedge, right? You have your low and you have your higher low double bottom. You got a reaction rally there. You know, you're coming up to the top of your range right here, okay? Around this $1.11 region. You can see looking left, that was a big congestion area too. All right, but your next Fibonacci level is pretty clear. That 150 range, if you break this 110 range, you pretty much go straight up, and you're going to end up going straight up into this resistance between $1.50 to $1.65 if you're looking for upside. All right. And yeah, the 3-day is definitely elevated. You can see that the stochastics are already kind of topping out on the 2-day chart, or the 3-day chart, which doesn't mean anything just yet. It can stay overbought for quite some time, right? If we go to the 2-day and the daily chart, the daily, tried to give a nice reset here, but it looks like it's maybe trying to cross back down. So just pay attention to this, okay? Yeah, you are showing a bit of daily bearish divergence here. All right, so take note of that. And you are towards the top of a range, so also take note of that. So maybe a re-entry around the 92-cent level, okay? That seems to be an area that, could be regarded as a support. But yeah, you are making a lower high here, and you are showing that daily bearish divergence. So this could be a potential optimal area to take a short trade. Again, not financial advice, and this is only a daily chart, and anything can happen here, right? You have the bearish divergence showing on the oscillator. You made a higher high on price with a lower high on the RSI. Your 2-day chart isn't diverging just yet. You actually you're right at maybe a potential break area. So just be careful trying to short this, man. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Yes, you are at a inflection point. You are showing some daily bearish divergence, but it looks to me like you've gone on a nice movement up here. Okay. You've done about a 55% move. so far from this double bottom. All right. And yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin goes down, this is probably going to go down with it. So, you know, that bearish divergence there could really play out. Okay, if Bitcoin does do the snapback like we're talking about. All right, and the weekly on this one. Weekly closed a decent candle, man. I mean, yes, it's a doji candle, but the week before was a bullish engulfing candle, man, and that is a very strong candle. You can't really get too bearish on this asset until you start really breaking below 73 cents, okay? Basically taking out the previous week's price action. This week here looked like a back test of this region. So are we going to get a movement down to retest this area right here, this 96 cent? Sure, probably. We have daily bearish divergence. All right, that's Kava coin for you. All right, so let's take a look at the what's it called here? Fear and greed, neutral. Last node. Still in a hope, or in the optimism region here. Okay. Cycle chart changing on us, telling us that we've seen the top. Basically, that's what it's saying, or pretty close to seeing the top, rather. Saying that we've topped out, in that we now trend down and we go as low as 13K. Wow. By February. Alrighty. But cycle repaints, so like if we go to January, let's just say, it was talking about a $60,000 Bitcoin by May. So just saying. Anywho, let's take a look at the dollar. What's going on, IR Filter? What's up, bro? So the dollar did break out of this wedge, no doubt about it. It is a little scary. But let's see if we actually get the follow through price action on the dollar, right? Yeah, I mean, we have the weekly stochastics, you know, ticked up here, man. Like, shit. Are we really going to see the dollar just rip? I don't know, bro. Dollar's kind of topping out here on the stochastics on the daily, 2-day crossing down, 3-day, yes, still poised, weekly still poised. Okay, so we're going to have to really pay attention to what this is doing here. And what I think might happen is something like this. I think for timing, it's been pretty good. So maybe Bitcoin is topped down, and we are going to just go to 12K from here on out. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so though, but we'll see. Right. We're right below the weekly 21 EMA here on the dollar. We did have some really bullish price action here in the last couple of weeks on the dollar, and so this is kind of leading me to believe that this is why we will see Bitcoin maybe trend down for a bit, because the dollar is starting to show some strength here. It hasn't produced a higher high though, but it did break this wedge. All right. And that monthly candle is bullish right now. So if we close this monthly candle out like this, I would say we're going to probably see some downside for sure. In all markets, not just crypto, equities market as well. It's really that simple. The only thing here that's interesting to me right now is that we're still producing this negative momentum here on the monthly chart. So we're not showing signs of this rounding out yet. We're not showing signs of a reversal yet. If we go to the 2 week or the 3 week, the 3 week, yes, is maybe starting to show some rounding. All right, the 2 week definitely starting to wean off this negative momentum, and the weekly, well, the weekly's crossing up. So there's that. All right, this is kind of the scary part. All right, and this is leading me to believe we see further downside right here, as I reassess this situation right now. Okay, so the weekly on the dollar is looking pretty good in terms of it going up. Right, we got a weekly cross here. We're starting to produce this positive momentum. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. We'll see how this plays out. But yeah, that definitely just happened for sure. All right, this is for real. We just got a cross up here, and usually after you do something like this, man, this is a major move, right? Like we had this major move set up here on the dollar back here in August, and then in December, right? This was this low down here. And we also were showing the divergence on the RSI, right? And that was the end of the run, right? That was the end of the run. So we're actually signaling kind of, yeah, well, we are kind of signaling that right now, I suppose. We are showing the weekly bullish RSI divergence on the dollar. Sad, 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 sad. That is sad. All right, well, that's it. The run's done. Dollar's strong. Dollar's going to the moon. That's what this chart's saying. I mean, I don't know what else you guys want me to tell you. Short everything. I don't know, man. I mean, let's just see how this plays out this week. If the dollar really does break above this 103 region and starts trekking up, yeah. Well, that's above the level right now, man. That is the level, right? It closed above the level, too. Wow. Interesting stuff happening here with the dollar. All right, so this is the breakout and the back test. That's what this is showing me right now. Dollar's back testing the breakout. All right. So on this back test, we could see that move to that 32K region for Bitcoin in the next couple weeks. Like if this actually just does one of these, what happens if it comes down and makes another higher low here, right, and shows that accumulation? Right, we've already made this bottom. It got a reaction rally, and then we made this cup, but we're getting rejected here at the 200-day moving average. Right, we can't get bullish on the dollar until it's above the 200-day moving average, right? Last time it tried up here and failed. What happens if it does something similar and it tries again and fails? It's the dollar. Remember that. Okay. Yes, the weekly is telling us a major move is coming. But you know what? That could take lots of weeks to play out. So we could see some maybe short-term upside if the dollar pulls back here. Let's just monitor it, guys. But we've identified the weekly RSI bull div. We've identified the MACD cross. We've identified all things that look like shit for crypto and for stocks. All right. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Just be careful. All right. So hopefully we get the pullback here and we get the retest and we can see Bitcoin maybe bounce off this level here. Yeah, we still have short signals that are in, and for good reason, right? We just talked about it. Dollar looks strong. You guys want to look at anything else before we dip set or look at some stocks maybe? No, I haven't covered it. We can look at it. This looks like a nice bounce area for it. But you know, the macro right now, the dollar looks pretty elevated, right? But yeah, maybe a long-term falling wedge type structure here. You have a low and you have the same low. You're getting a bounce here. Maybe you could trade this up to the trend line, up to that 380 region. And if you break it and you back test, you know, this level as support, you know, then you could maybe trade this to higher prices eventually. All going to depend on how the dollar performs here. Just pay attention to the DXY right now. We just identified weekly bullish divergence on it, and that could really turn into something big for the dollar. We don't want to see that, but can. And real quick, back on the dollar here, okay? I mean, we do have a 3-month sell. Problem is like the quarterly chart. Yeah. We really got to see this back test and breakdown, man. We really got to see this breakdown. All right. I like seeing the dollar come off here a bit. That's good. We want to see that. We want to see the dollar close back below 102.84 on the weekly. So NASDAQ going green here, which is a good sign. That is an ugly candle. That 4-hour looks pretty good though. You guys want to look at anything else other than cryptos? We've looked at some cryptos already. Still in this Peloton trade. See if this pans out this week. Took a trade right off this low. Gala. Yeah, we can take a look at Gala. Good. Talked about a snap down. Yeah, Gala 2.7. You've got we got support there on 2.4. Not really a lot down here. But yeah, you're getting close to that area where you're going to become oversold soon on the 3-day chart. And the 2-day, yeah, I would say you're just going to retest this low, probably. Bitcoin's going to pull back. This is going to pull back to these lows. 2.4. Probably, I mean, you could do a 786 fib extension from that swing low. So maybe 2.1. You could even go back down to 1.8, depending on how deep Bitcoin goes. So that's what we're looking at. There's not really a lot of support levels down here. You don't really have a lot of price action, just this low from December and then this pump on this wedge break that you got. Right, you had this wedge break here. So yeah, you can just follow the downsloping structure that you're forming here. Like I said, you might retest this low, or you're probably more than likely going to retest the low if Bitcoin's going to come back. Right, so it looks like you're testing this low right now. I'd look for this eventually to be tested if you do break this region right here, this 618, this 2.6 cent region. All right. So those are some areas to look out for. All right, let's take a look at some stocks, even though we already think the dollar is going to rip. So if the dollar rips, then everything is just going to go down. So but the dollar is not ripping right this very moment. It's actually pulling back. So maybe we will see Bitcoin do something conducive. But we had that weekly divergence that played out, man. I don't know. Anyways, I wouldn't be long in the dollar right here. It's a little bit already getting to be extended on the daily chart. So we could see the dollar, like I said, we could see the dollar pull back a bit, which could result in some upside in the market. All right, so that's the synopsis there on the dollar. We have to closely monitor that. Obviously, that weekly bullish divergence there is nothing to really ignore. Okay, that's real. And last time we had something like this was back here, where we had this low and lower low on price with the divergence, and now we just meet a low and roughly the same low, but a higher low on the RSI. Okay, and the stochastics are now pointing back up on the weekly chart. All right, so something to take note of. Definitely do not ignore that. That's something to pay attention to. So if you have some long spot positions and you want to hedge them, you should probably be looking to do that. Not financial advice. Okay, cool. Well, I just got stopped out of my Filecoin trade, so that sucks. Can't win them all, right? I thought we were going to get a break here the other day when we entered this trade here. And so we didn't. That didn't happen. All right, I was trading this 4-hour momentum here, and it didn't really produce much price action. And the daily, the daily's still pointing up too. And I don't know, man. The RSI was wrecked, and we had a daily cross. Just this divergence didn't really produce anything, right? Sucks, but Bitcoin's breaking down, so there's that. That's kind of why it didn't play out, unfortunately. But maybe I'll look to re-enter it here, maybe a bit lower. Maybe this 414 region. PulseX. Negative divergence, nice. Oh wow, there's actually a US dollar pairing on it now. You're rich, bro. What the fuck is this? How are you really supposed to chart this thing? Anyways, there's not enough data for me to really chart this one, man. Once you have a better chart that I can look at. I mean, they're all going to be the same thing right now, right? The dollar... if the dollar is going to be bullish right now, then none of these assets are going to go up. They're just going to go down. Just make a higher low than this low, man. That's all you got to do. right? Don't break that low. So SNX actually looks like it's trying to cross back up here, all right? But we'll see, man. I don't know if this momentum is going to produce much, man, right? Like, it all depends on what Bitcoin does. Really all depends on what the dollar is doing. And if the dollar is going to pull back, then we could see a bit of bouncing happening. We can see a bit of price action. But on the weekly, man, the dollar looks pretty strong, man. Like we just went through this. We have this low and the higher low with the low and the same low on price. This is like what we teach for falling wedges and stuff. And, you know, this is breaking out. Or it's trying to break out, right? Like, we technically are out and back tested, and as long as the dollar is above this 102.85 region, tough to be bullish on stuff. Yeah, we still have a short signal in, but that can change as soon as we start getting back above the 104 region. The only thing that I think we have going for us is this debt ceiling talk, where if they raise the debt ceiling, that's going to put pressure on the dollar, and they put pressure on the dollar. Well, that's good for risk assets, right? So yeah, just kind of got to pay attention to that. By no means do we have a long signal on the dollar on the monthly, all right? But the next week, maybe 2 weeks, I think we got some trouble. All right. So I don't have good news for you guys, unfortunately. QNT, sure. Same stories here, man. You just broke a daily level, and you know you could be seeing further movement down here. You know, you got level down here at 89. Right? Like, this isn't looking too hot right here right now. You're right at the 382 fib extension, right? This is a major level here. Yeah, I mean it's in a down sloping channel, so you don't long these until they break out of the channel. So if that answers your question, right? I mean, I wouldn't be looking for a short at support, but maybe once it reacts off this low, maybe look for a short, like, you know, at 120 area or something, right? Yeah, I mean, like the short came in over here at like 120. This is probably getting close to being a buy if it goes into oversold. You know, so you know, I would just probably take no trade here. And if you're looking to buy this thing, you know, maybe look for that $95 region to start buying it, and you know, layer down to like $75, like down to these lows, right? So, you Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what your strategy is, but I would look for a 618 or even a 786 retracement for this asset, or if you get the 886, great, but definitely look to buy this stuff on support if you think long term it's a good project, right? That's it. That would be the trading plan there. But yeah, your weekly is already, below 20 here. So you're already, in my opinion, you're already starting to be, and you're already, in the buy, starting to be in the buy zone. Okay. But depending on how steep this sell-off is and what happens with it, altcoins could get destroyed, dude. Right? Like nobody's really watching. Nobody's really betting heavily on the alts right now. They're mostly just buying Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the asset that is leading the crypto market, right? So, Bitcoin dominance is, look at this run that it's went on. This is just a Bitcoin show. Bitcoin's going to mostly outperform everything right now. Sure, we can look at Ape. You're definitely in the weekly zone to be buying it if you're wanting to be buying it. Right? You're So this is Ape. Okay. Yeah, it was oversold. This actually looks good, man. It's like in the zone to be buying it, all right? Based on the data that I have anyway. Like I wouldn't be looking to short this thing here. That's for sure. Like don't short ApeCoin right now. You're touching a demand zone here on the weekly or the 5-day chart. You're sitting at a major support level here, right? This back test this region right here, and you're just sliding down this resistance area here. That if you break this resistance area, you could be looking at a major move for ApeCoin. Okay. Again, this is all depending upon if Bitcoin doesn't dump and doesn't create bad price action for the rest of the market. So the TA will only be respected if Bitcoin doesn't shit itself. Anything else you guys want to look at here before shut it down for the night? I was going to look at some stocks too, but I'm kind of hesitant to even look at them now because of the fucking dollar. The dollar just looks like it's going to just destroy everything. Let's see, what do we got? We got some earnings coming up tomorrow. Anything good? I don't know anything. Oh, Zoom. Zoom probably going to break. Yeah, watch Zoom. Zoom for a move here. Down here at a demand zone. Zoom might break out. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the stream tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't have very good news. We identified that the dollar is making a potential reversal. We want to keep our eyes on this. If it does break down like it's doing, it's getting rejected right now. That's a good thing. We'd like to see the dollar continue to get rejected here and break back below this key level. All right, breaking below 101 is actually going to do really good things for all markets. So hopefully this weekly bullish divergence doesn't play out. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. All right, but this is real. Just keep our eyes on it. And that's all I got for tonight. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful evening and wonderful week. We'll catch you guys next week for the next weekly candle close. All right, appreciate all you guys' support. Have a great night, great week.